Alright, so today it's Foundation Friday. This is where I try out a new foundation every single Friday on my channel. There have been so many new foundation launches lately, so I'm just working my way through all of them. But today we're going to be reviewing the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. So this foundation retails for $36. You get 1 fluid ounce of product, and it comes in 42 shades. They do have a shade category chart thing that can kind of help you decide on your shade, which I didn't see while I was ordering the shades, so we'll get into that. But all it says is, our lightweight, medium to full coverage foundation delivers a blurring effect which reduces the appearance of fine lines and skin imperfections. It's vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, paraben-free, oil-free, and fragrance-free. So that's all it says on the website, but on the box it also says high pigment, matte finish, buildable, lightweight, long wear. So I picked up the shade 103 Fair. I'm going to insert swatches here so you can see what this shade looks like next to some of my other foundation shades. Alright, so here are a few swatches so you can see how the shade compares. So right here is the Dose of Colors foundation in the shade 103. Next there is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion in L1. CYO Life Proof in 101. This is my closest shade match, so as you can see this one is quite a bit lighter. Our Sheer Glow in Siberia, and L'Oreal Fresh Wear in 410. So if you're excited for Foundation Friday, you can give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new here, you can join the Beirito family and subscribe. Let's get into Foundation Friday. Alright, so it is nearly 8 a.m. I'm not quite awake yet. My boyfriend's actually sleeping in the other room right now, and I'm trying to film this before I drive him to work, so that's where we're at. So I have no idea if I got a shade that will match. I was looking at the shade chart last night, like way after I had ordered this because I didn't initially see the shade chart, and this might be too light. So we'll see. I got the shade 103 Fair. Pretty big bottle. It reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation bottle. It is pretty hefty and heavy because it's glass. I have a feeling I'm going to be wearing a lot of bronzer today to warm up my face because the shade looks a little bit too light. Shaking this up, it actually sounds a little bit liquidy-er than I was picturing. So in my foundation reviews, if you are new here, I always do half my face with a brush, half with a sponge. I do 10-hour wear tests, flash tests, shots in natural lighting, close-up shots. So I'm starting with the brush side right here. Oh yeah, shade is way too light. Okay, probably could have gone about a few shades darker. Unless this oxidizes, then I'll be good to go. Yeah, I'm basically just gonna have to coat my face in bronzer today. Ooh, it looks nice with a brush. It looks a little bit dry on my forehead, like I could definitely smooth that over with a sponge, which I will do, but it looks really smooth. It looks like medium coverage to me. I can still see redness coming through and some stuff, but I would say high medium coverage, so we'll see how much it covers with a sponge compared to the brush side. It doesn't have like a scent or anything, so that's nice. No fragrance. Thank you, Dose of Colors. So I'm going to now take my sponge and go over my entire forehead to smooth it out. I am getting less coverage with a sponge, not by a ton. I can see a little bit more coming through here, but it's pretty close, so I'd probably just go in maybe with a sponge with this one since I'm getting pretty much the same coverage. So I do want to see if this is buildable and see if I can get it to full coverage. So I'm going to take my sponge for just like a thin second layer, just where I need it. I'm not going to bring this everywhere, just on my scarring and stuff right here to see if it fully covers. Not super buildable. It doesn't get cakier the more you put on, but I'm not getting any more coverage really. Maybe a tiny bit, but I still can see redness coming through. So if you're looking for like a full coverage, gonna cover everything foundation, I don't think this is that. But right now, I think it looks really nice for just like a dewy, medium coverage, natural finish kind of foundation, which is a little bit different than they said. Didn't they say this was matte? Matte finish. It is lightweight. I wouldn't say it's super high pigment, and I wouldn't say it's a matte finish. But I do have on the vitamin C serum underneath, so maybe that's kind of like coming through. Or maybe this one just takes like a couple minutes to kind of turn into a matte finish, but right now it's looking dewy. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, attempt to make this shade match a little better, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's now about 8:30, but we're calling the check-in time 8:10 since that's about when I finished up with my face makeup. I think it matches okay now that I just put on like a crap ton of bronzer. I still think it looks like a little bit light. I could definitely at least go a shade or two, I would say. I think it also looks a little bit slightly too pink toned. Kind of my thoughts as I was doing the rest of my makeup it looks really nice. Like, it looks very just like smooth. It looks just like skin, and it feels really lightweight. The only thing is it doesn't look matte at all on me, but it overall just looks really nice right now. I'm hoping this one wears well throughout the day because it's not like creasing bad around my upper lip. It looks nice around my pore area. So I'll show you guys what this looks like in natural lighting in a second, but for the rest of my makeup is the Maybelline City Bronzer in 100. I just kind of put this everywhere. And then for blush, I use Neutrogena 10 Rosy. For highlight, I use Becca Moonstone. I've been reaching for this a ton lately. To hit the shipping minimum thing, I had to order something else, so I just got this Dose of Colors lip gloss. This is in the shade Save the Date, and it's not like super pigmented. It lightened it slightly, but it is a really pretty glossy finish, and it smells like cake, which is always a bonus. And then underneath this, I have on BFF by Honest Beauty, and then Huda Beauty Staycation. I just kind of like layered these because this one, the Flower Beauty one, was like too dark. For eyeshadow, I tried the Naked Reloaded, and I really liked the shades I used out of here. I mean, I only used like 3. I went in with these 2, and then this one for my lid, but I like how they blended out. That is everything, folks. So let's go see what this looks like in natural lighting. All right, so I'm in front of the window in natural lighting so we can see what it looks like. And it's pretty gloomy outside, so not the best lighting. In natural lighting, it doesn't look quite as like smooth, and it still has a pretty satin finish, but I would say it's more of like a satin matte, so I'll zoom in. It's not looking quite as good. Like, it still looks pretty good. It still looks good, but I don't love it as much. I think if I put like a blurring powder around my pores, I would probably like it a little bit more. It looks like a little bit dry or something in certain areas, but still dewy at the same time, which is a little bit odd. And then, yeah, I feel like my pores need like some help right now. But let's do a flash test. Keep in mind the shade is already about a shade too light, so it'll probably look light and flash either way. Yeah, it definitely looks light. I can't tell if there's like a major white cast or anything. I think it just looks like about the same kind of too light as it does in real life. I'm not in love. I'm trying to imagine it if I had the right shade, and I still feel like there's just something about it that I'm not like obsessed with, but I think if I put on maybe like a pore filling primer underneath and then mattified certain parts of my face, then used like a setting spray, I might like it a lot more. I just feel like pretty washed out and blah, you know. But I will see you guys in a few hours back in natural lighting for the next check-in. Okay, it is 1:30, so it's been on for a little over 5 hours. And I have been looking at it just as I've been like working and doing things, and it's definitely going downhill. It doesn't look horrible or anything. I just don't love it. Like, I don't think I'll be purchasing a different shade of this one. There's something about it. Let me zoom in. I can't quite put my finger on it. It doesn't look like dry, but it doesn't look good. Like, I can just see it sitting on my face in certain parts more than others. It's not awful, but I just don't think my skin looks like particularly amazing right now, just compared to how some other foundations look on. I am starting to get some creasing on my upper lip, a little bit like right here. I also think it actually looks a little bit better like right here in this lighting. I've been looking at it in my bathroom light and just like around my house. It just doesn't look great, but we're still leaving this on for 5 more hours, so I'll see you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so it's now 5:50, so the foundation's been on for about 10 hours, and this one is a no. It doesn't look awful. Like, definitely have had foundations look worse, but I just don't love it. Like, I wouldn't recommend buying this one over other foundations, you know? I just don't think it's really worth 36 bucks, but it doesn't look bad, and I do feel like if I had a shade that matched me, I could probably make this one work, but that's just how it wore on my skin. Keep in mind I have dry skin, so it might look totally different if you have oily skin or normal skin, but I don't have any like major dry patches or anything going on in my face right now, so it's just kind of like average, but that's how I feel about this one. Let me know what you guys think if you've tried this foundation down below. But I hope you enjoyed Foundation Friday. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.